The Take Doctors are in the building. With Steven Sklar, I'm Liam Griffin here on the Double Overtime, breaking down Syracuse's 80-57 win over LSU. If you want to talk about one of the takes we're about to talk about, you can give us a call at 315-443-2011 or hit us up on social media at WAER Sports Talk. And over the course of the game, we scoured the timelines of Twitter or X if you want to be more formal. We scoured your timelines, and we have compiled some of the hottest takes about SU basketball right now and this game, and we're going to sit here and react to them. Steven, you ready? Is there one you want to start with?
No, take it away. Do what you do.
All right, so let's go to Jacob Hebert, at Jacob Hebert96. I apologize if I mispronounced your last name. Watching LSU and Syracuse basketball game, in awe of how terrible this D1 basketball is.
Yeah.
Like, LSU is trash. I bet their rim is bent at this point.
Yeah.
Like, he was probably eating his words with how Syracuse played in the second half. But at the end of the day, if you're cold, you're cold. You can't guarantee on having a great day shooting. I mean, yes, LSU's rim may not have been great, but the Tigers were 2 of 22 from beyond the arc. But to say an ACC-SEC basketball game is terrible Division I basketball is absolutely ludicrous.
No, but I'm kind of with Jacob at the point in that, that tweet was at 7:43. It was 43 minutes after the game had started. I was saying the exact same thing as you, Jacob. Neither team looked like they had showed up to the Dome ready to play a Division I basketball game today. It took a halftime lobotomy for Syracuse to finally wake up from its sleep, and when they did, it started to look a little bit more like an ACC-SEC game. But before that, both teams kind of teetering on the brink of wah. Yeah, exactly.
I know you were a big Price is Right guy, too.
Growing up all the time.
Oh, yeah. Another one from Jake, at Pork Fried Rice is the handle. Can any Syracuse fan tell me what Justin Taylor does so well he should start over Brown? Go ahead. I'll wait. That brings up the question, should Malik Brown be starting over Justin Taylor? Absolutely not. No way. And this is coming from someone that likes Malik Brown's game a lot. I think he's a valuable interior presence to this team. But if you take Justin Taylor out of the starting lineup and plug Malik Brown in there, you're starting the game with two guys that have absolutely no effectiveness on the perimeter whatsoever. Because you're not going to start Naheem McLeod. Okay? So by subbing out Brown for Taylor, that changes your lineup way too much. You have little to no outside threat. If you want to sub in Malik Brown for McLeod, I'd be open to hearing that conversation. But Brown over Taylor, nah.
Well, Pork Fried Rice, let me answer the question for you with a question. Do you want to score points this year? Like, I'm assuming you're a Syracuse fan. Do you want your team to score points this year? That's the crux of the issue. Because Malik Brown is not getting you to that other level offensively. Justin Taylor, on the other hand, on the right night, he can. Because he is a good shooter. I don't think he's Chris Bell level shooter. I don't think he's that kind of player. But to a degree, he is a spot-up shooter, catch-and-shoot guy, much like not Malik Brown, much like Chris Bell is. So you always have to keep that guy in your starting lineup because without him, this team would struggle mightily offensively, more than they already do at times when Judah Mintz and Chris Bell don't exactly start off on the right foot.
Liam Griffin and Steven Sklar posing as take doctors on the timeline here on the Double Overtime after Syracuse's 80-57 victory over LSU. If you have a take you want us to react to or think our reactions to your take, if we read it on the air, is crazy, you can give us a call at 315-443-2011 or hit us up on X at WAER Sports Talk. Just Rob, at Rob88 says, the team looks so out of it. This was at 7:45 p.m., about to get run out of the gym by a football school. Syracuse did the running out of the football school out of the gym. So, but that begs the question, how many quote-unquote football schools would beat Syracuse in men's basketball, Steven? The only school I can legitimately say would probably be favored, it's Alabama.
No, there's more than that. Well, I mean, if Pork Fried Rice got his wish and Malik Brown averaging 7 points per game started, then I think every football school's football team might be able to beat Syracuse. But with the current lineup that Syracuse has, there's more than just Alabama that can.
Who else?
Would be, if you're talking about from a spread point of view, that would be favored over Syracuse.
Okay, who else do you have in mind?
I'm talking about this from a spread point of view. Clemson would be favored over Syracuse easily, for sure. I don't think that's a question.
Okay.
I mean, there aren't very many other football schools. Like, I don't think OSU or Michigan or any of those guys are. But Alabama, Clemson, probably the two big ones that would be favored over Syracuse in a neutral site.
Okay. Ohio State also off to a good start on the basketball court as well this year.
Actually, they might even be favored over Syracuse. I think Syracuse would win. I think SU's got a better team. But from where I sit right now, that's probably not how any odds makers would look at it.
Yeah, you mentioned Clemson among those, a team the Orange will play twice this season. But on that topic, at Buck on the Water, BUC on the Water says, Judah Mintz has made it clear he isn't a good basketball player. This was on November 20th, so this was a little over a week ago in the wake of the Tennessee game.
This was November 20th?
This was over a week ago. November 20th, 2023.
Oh, my God.
Judah Mintz had 33 points tonight, by the way. Having individual skill to dribble and shoot is one thing, but not having any game sense when you're supposed to be running the team, this kid is a joke.
Yeah.
Wish we had Joe Girard back, not as skilled but better overall.
Yeah, so no, I was never as big on the Joe Girard hype as some other people were. Streaky player, sometimes would show up in big moments, sometimes wouldn't. Didn't really feel like you could trust him with a late-game shot. Judah Mintz, I feel the complete opposite way about. Judah Mintz is somebody that I would trust with the ball in his hands in a late-game situation. I know, after what we saw last season, where we saw Judah sell a couple of games at the end of it, it's a quick turnaround. But I've got more confidence in Judah as a player now than I ever did about Joe Girard. And Joe Girard's found himself in a great situation. Wish him the best. But Judah Mintz is averaging over 18 points per game right now. Nobody should miss Joe Girard at this point.
Oh, and Steven, wouldn't it surprise you that Joe Girard's first 5 games at Clemson have been exactly what he was at Syracuse? On and off, right? He shoots 5.
It's like 28 one night, then it's 5.
Yeah, so
he makes 1 3.
He opened the season with 3 points, then had 6 against the University of Alabama at Birmingham, then went off for 17 at Davidson, 5 of 12 from beyond the arc. 23 against Boise State, shot 50% from deep. Had 13 against Alcorn State and was 3 of 9 from distance.
I think Joe Girard should wish he was back at Syracuse, not the other way around.
Ooh.
I'm just saying. He was better here.
He was. I mean, we're getting the exact same recipe of Joe Girard that we got in Clemson that we got in Syracuse.
Yeah, and Syracuse fans shouldn't be surprised. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it does lead to another question. Would Joe Girard help this team? I mean, you can't help but think, well, if he was still here, because he's still playing, he just transferred, would he help this team out a little bit? No?
I don't think so.
Not even as that secondary scoring option?
I mean, because Adrian Autry talked about defense in his presser a lot.
Yeah,
Joe Girard would not make
Joe
Girard would make this team so much worse defensively.